in the Element Well Studios, today relocated at the Job Fair at the East Mississippi Community College Communiversity. And joining us now on the set is the mayor of Starkville, Mississippi, Mayor Lynn Spruill. Mayor, always good to see you. What a great day it is here at the Communiversity.
Oh, this is amazing. I think the last time we were here, it wasn't quite this busy. I couldn't even find a parking place. It was great.
Same here. 400 have come through. We were informed by Dr. Campbell a couple of segments ago. That's impressive, but an impressive array of employers, most of whom, of course, are located in the Golden Triangle area, and over 400 prospective workers looking for jobs, and they're at the right place because these employers are looking for workers as well.
They are. It is so good to see everybody out and ready to get back to work. It was one of the things that I was really worried about for our employers in the region, but it looks like they're going to be doing just fine.
Yeah, it is awesome, and we just had Mr. Goodman, HR manager at the Packard plant down the road here, and they're looking for folks, and and they're looking for people with specific skills that they develop and acquire here at the Communiversity. That's what's so important. I mean, it's amazing to me to think about having a plant, a private sector plant, less than a mile away, and this beautiful facility here with all the tools, all the resources, all the assets, preparing workers to go to work at an employer like that.
It seems like the perfect arrangement, doesn't it?
It does to me. I mean, that's why I say we ought to be replicating this all over the place. But it's a great asset, and I know it's something that you got to look very favorably on as the mayor of Starkville being in the area. It's got to be a big thing. Absolutely.
Training our workers for the future, for our jobs, that matters to our communities. The entire Golden Triangle region, certainly, and absolutely Starkville, because I expect everybody to want to live in Starkville.
Yeah.
They come to work, within 30 miles or so of wherever, but, come back over to Starkville and live and eat and play and learn and all those sorts of things. But, the Golden Triangle region is just booming, and that's just really exciting for us.
It is a big project announced not too long ago with Steel Dynamics moving into the area. Producing a lot of jobs, high-paying jobs as well.
Indeed.
So very impressive.
Yeah, it really is. The largest project for the state of Mississippi, $2.5 billion.
Incredible. The governor, of course, very, very pleased about that, boasting about that as well. He should. It's a big positive mark during his tenure.
And for the link, the
no
GTR
doubt about
link.
It.
Joe Max worked hard on that one, and really when we landed it, we were all incredibly excited.
No doubt about it. I know he's been a tremendous asset for the region as well. I have the opportunity to interview him a few times, and of course Joey Deason, who used to work with him, is our director down at the Lowndes County Economic Development Authority, where I have had the honor of serving on the board, and they're kind of cut from the same cloth, but they get things done, and that's the main thing.
You better believe it. That's absolutely the thing that matters for us. And Joe Max has been wonderful. Joey was wonderful when he was here, and we wish him the very best where he is now, because it all matters for the state of Mississippi.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, how are things in Starkville?
Starkville's doing great. We are glad that we got a little dry weather so that we can move forward with some projects, but we've got several projects that are keeping us going. Our stretching us thin, actually, if you want to get right down to it. We've got a build grant project on Highway 182. We've got a Main Street project for our entire Main Street area. We've got a Cornerstone project. We've got park projects. So we are rocking and rolling and trying to make Starkville the best place to be.
Yeah. I know you, like all Mississippians, deeply saddened over the tragic storms over the weekend and the havoc that wreaked certainly on the Delta and all the way across the state through Amory and so forth. Have you had any conversations with any of your counterparts of those cities?
Well, I have not. I know that they are absolutely, just working so hard, and I didn't want to interrupt them, but we did send fire department up. We sent our utilities department up, and we've been receiving, I think we've received so far 27 dogs and cats, and been taking care of them in our Humane Society, and working with MSU, actually, trying to see if we can find a location for them out at the horse park so they can be safe and be taken care of. The American Humane Society is coming in as well, so we're doing our best from a distance to try to be helpful in ways that we can.
Yeah, and I think again we certainly don't like the reason, but it sure does bring to the forefront just how generous and how loving Mississippians are of their fellow Mississippians anytime there's a need like this.
Oh, absolutely. The first thing you do is how can we help?
Yeah.
What can we do? Our Rotary Club has jumped in as well. So we've had a number of people who have participated in helping where we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about your financial situation? I always got to ask you about that. How's it going in Starkville with your revenues?
It's going great. Our sales tax is up, our 2% as well as the 7% that we get. And I just see people who want to be out and being in the community. That they're shopping and they're eating and just generally being available to be with one another in a social setting. And so we're really, really pleased that people feel good about being out and about, but it's reflected in our sales tax, obviously.
What attracts people to Starkville, Mayor? Besides you, of course. What attracts them?
Right. Yeah, there you go. I'm buying that one. I think we have an approach that's a quality of life approach that people want to be here. We're focusing on things like being outside, our sidewalks, our bike paths. We're partnering with MSU. Obviously, MSU is a big piece of that.
Sure.
But our partnership with them in the county in doing some things that, aren't necessarily things that you see done. And we've partnered with the county for overlaying of roads. We're going to partner with them for hopefully using one of their facilities. So I think there's lots of opportunities when we work together, and those three, or the three of us, MSU, the county, and Starkville, have been really fortunate that we found ways to partner that matter to the community.
Yeah. You talked just a moment ago about some of the infrastructure projects that you've got going on, which of course is important. And when you've got a growing community, that means there's more stress on the infrastructure. So you got to have more of that to keep up, and you can't really grow the economy unless you've got the necessary infrastructure to service them. Are there any economic development projects you're at liberty to discuss you can tell us about that are in the works?
I would love to be able to say there are. I know that we have a spec building up at our North Star Industrial Park.
Yeah.
And again, Mr. Higgins is working on that for us. That GTR Link is our piece of the
Sure.
economic development that isn't retail, that is the industrial. And so he's constantly keeping us in the loop on things that people are looking up there. So I anticipate that with this new aluminum plant that we're going to see some activity that's going to go up there in the near term.
I suspect that's right as well. Something else that doesn't come up a lot, but you got two fairly close in proximity high-quality airports as well that service the area.
Yes, we do.
And I know that's something near and dear to you, of course.
It is. And, love GTR with the commercial service, but our local airport, our Bryan Field, is active, and with the Raspet Lab out there, they're looking to expand. We're building hangars. We're constantly looking at people, or having to turn people away who want hangar space. We're extending that runway, so it's really blowing and going. We're doing good.
It doesn't come up a lot, but I know this. It's an asset, is it not, to economic development?
Huge asset, absolutely huge asset. They put numbers to it, but I don't have them off the top of my head. But it is absolutely an asset. We get our jet fuel sales, our avgas sales, hangar rentals, just activity coming through matters a whole lot, and we try to be as accessible as possible in making people want to think about that. If they don't want to mess with the commercial traffic coming into GTR, then we're an easy place to come into.
The legislative session, they're about to sine die down there at the Capitol in Jackson. Anything in particular you were tracking?
Well, we were looking at a local and private that impacted our hotel revenue, and so I think that one got passed, which is wonderful. And of course, we're always watching the legislature to see what they're going to do. We worry about our sales tax percentage, the diversion. We worry about the use tax and all of that. So
your lifeblood.
Well, it is. And when it gets manipulated a little bit, we have to plan, and we have to plan ahead. And of course, PERS is killing us in terms of the cost of what that's going to do to us. We were looking at a minimum of a $2 million increase with that PERS obligation. It's sort of, I would call it an unfunded mandate at this point. So it really is something that we're very concerned about.
That looks like it's been put off 6 months or so, right? At this point, that's all indications are July 24. But, Mayor, I know you and others in state government and in municipal government as well know this. We got to do something about PERS.
Well, no question about it. Absolutely. You just can't do it all at once.
Right.
It's hard because $2 million, that impacts our businesses. It obviously impacts our residents and what are they going to do. So, we are concerned about that. It's one of those things that to me should be an incremental increase as opposed to, oh, well, we need to do it and do it now.
Yeah.
So I think that there are multiple ways to skin that cat, and I would just prefer it to be a little slower. Well,
it's election year, so it didn't get quite the attention it probably would, but I believe when they come back in the session in 24 post-elections, you're going to see a lot of focus placed on that.
Yeah, it's going to need to be.
Yeah. Mayor, appreciate you joining us today. Congratulations on all the success in Starkville, Mississippi.